Jelly Beans. This is Jewelry Jelly here with Princess Luna and George Washing Machine. Yes, I have finally given her a name. I actually got inspiration from a fellow member of my doll club, Lex, and she suggested that since she looked a little dreamy, then maybe Luna. And first I thought of Princess Luna from My Little Pony, but then I realized, it could mean pretty much anything. So I decided I'm going to name her Luna. So her name is Luna. She is a princess. Alrighty then. So just to give you guys a bit of a last week's episode, we had Nina visiting the local TV studio where the independent production of Valkyrie Sacred Feather was going on, and the lead actress apparently killed someone. We don't really know. What is going on here? What has Nina seen? And what's going on between her and Dylan? It wasn't a knockdown, drag-out fight, but there's a bit of fractiousness between them, which I'm beginning to wonder if they're beginning to split apart. But in any case, let's continue. Wednesday, March 4th, 6:15 a.m., Aquilla Defense and Law Office, Day 1. Ugh, seriously? It's so early? Dylan, do you have to make so much noise? Hey. You're bleeding! Yeah, but sorry about the noise. I'll try to bleed more quietly. Never mind that. I left you with Atalanta. Is she okay? She's fine, it's fine. We just went out and met up with some people. Then what happened? I ran into a door. Yeah, right. Did you walk into it 6 or 7 times? I don't want to talk about it. Dylan, I've said I don't want to... Fine, maybe you don't want to tell me what happened, but is this going to be a problem? I'm not sure what it has to do with you. At this point, you practically live here. If we're going to keep working together, I need to know. You can't deal with the sound of explosions. What? I noticed yesterday. The explosion went off outside and it shook the office. You froze up. A lot of people flinch when they hear an explosion. I didn't say flinch. I said froze. And? Is that gonna be a problem? That's personal. Well, so is this. We need to be at the police detention center by 9 a.m., so we'll leave at 8:30. I'll be ready. Now, is everybody hearing the sound all right? Anya installed the shower months ago. It's surprisingly handy. These were the only place I could stash all my clothes. Dylan has this place sparkling. I can almost see my face in this basin. I don't need to pee. That's an old framed picture I found when rummaging through the office. On the right is Anya Miller, but I don't know the person on the left. I wonder who she is. You ready to head to the police detention center? Let's go. Dylan Merlot has joined your party. Alright, so we are now going to the police station. By the way, let me lean back and show you. This is a Barbie-style baseball jersey that I got as a freebie from one of my fellow doll collecting friends. It's actually the same person who named Luna. I think it's pretty cute. Oh, it's the convenience store. Hello and welcome to Combini. Batteries, detergent, toilet paper, just typical convenience store stuff. Out of Gorditos again? Gained item, can of Resentless. Food stuff. I should probably pick up some dinner. Maybe later. Chilled goods. The onigiri here is surprisingly good. Ice cream. Maybe later. Fresh bread. It smells amazing. Looks like it's for some kind of movie. Please stay in front of the counter. I just thought maybe I'd stay in front of the counter! Whoa. It's an ATM. I've got better things to do than be reminded of all the money I don't have. That's some rich guy's mansion. We've no reason to bother them. But you've got to work with me. Give me something to go off. Anything. Wednesday, March 4th, 9:01 a.m., Police Detention Center, Day 1. At least say something. Are we disturbing you? No, of course not. We were just waiting for you. Milia, I asked Nina to come down to see you. She helped me a while back when I was accused of murder. I'm hoping she can help you too. Well, your turn, I guess. She hasn't said a word since I got here. Milia Norden, isn't it? We met yesterday, albeit briefly. I'm Nina Aquilla, a defense attorney with Aquilla Defense and Law. This is my PA, Dylan Merlot. Hey. This is just a rerun of what was going on before you got here. I thought maybe... Hank? Yeah? Shh. Just for now. Ms. Norden, I did it. Did it? No, you didn't! Seriously, Milia, what's with you? Hank, for real, man. You can't seriously expect me to just sit here. Do you want to be in the room when we do this or not? None of this makes any sense. Let Nina do her thing. How did you do it? What? It's a simple question, Mrs. Norden. Or Milia, if you prefer. You say you did it. It's probably best to reassure you, if you're worried about talking to me. This is your first time doing this, but I've been through these same dancing steps plenty of times. And I can tell when someone knows more than they're willing to say. Let me finish. You haven't officially asked for my help, yet. But from this moment, I still consider you as protected by client-attorney privilege. Anything you tell me would be kept in the strictest of confidence. Then you should know that I intend to plead guilty. Milia, that doesn't stop you needing an attorney. Even if I'm guilty? Especially if you're guilty. Even if I can't explain what happened? You really have no idea what happened? Excuse me if this seems confrontational, but I find that hard to accept. You were there. I can't tell you anything you don't already know. You're gonna have to do better than that. Yesterday was meant to be a normal day of filming, yet somehow Janice was incinerated. Nina! Show a little tact. A person has died, Hank. I appreciate events are still raw, but the court will want an explanation. Can't you just leave? I didn't ask for a lawyer. I won't drag others down with me. Okay, it seems like locking horns wasn't the way to go. Maybe it's time to try something else. You say you won't drag others down, but is that really true? I'm not sure what you mean. Milia, are you familiar with a TV show called 7 Stars, Soldier Maiden? I am. Hank and I reviewed a bunch of magical girl shows while we were writing Valkyrie. Wasn't it about some orphan girl who gains special powers? That's the one. It was on TV back when I was a kid. Some kids don't have much while they're growing up. Sometimes, heroes on TV are all they have. Like it or not, there's an entire generation of kids who look up to Valkyrie Freya. That's just TV. You're wrong. The fact that those kids fire up the latest episode each week says something about her and about you. She's real to them. As real as the woman sitting across from me behind a pane of glass. I see what you're saying, but... Did you seriously just wake up yesterday morning and apropos of nothing decide to murder your husband? No! It wasn't like that! Then regardless of what you think or whatever has happened, you're not a murderer. You can't murder someone by accident or unintentionally. You may still be culpable for your husband's death, that remains to be seen. Or you may truly be innocent. If you don't stand up in court and at least try to state your case, or let me do it for you, then all of these possibilities will remain just that, possibilities. You'll spend the rest of your life in a prison cell. And no child wants to see their hero locked up in the dark. Ms. Aquilla, would you please be my attorney? In a heartbeat, yes. I formally accept your request. Now, we'll need to try and piece together what happened. Truthfully, there's nothing you don't already know. But earlier, you said you were going to plead guilty. Why? I keep running the situation over and over in my head. I guess... with Janice really being gone, the only way I can explain this is that my movements set off the special effects equipment. Somehow. Maybe if I hadn't improvised. Okay, Milia, let's wind this back a bit. Walk us through, start to finish. I got up in the morning. Milia, the studio was pretty busy. I saw you, others saw you. Hank's right. You can probably skip to the actual incident. In that case, I remember that I was trying to get a feel for the scene. But while we were starting, I felt nervous, nauseous. Something wasn't right. So you started to improv just like that? That's actually not so out of character, Nina. Our filming regimen has always been pretty chaotic. That seems odd. I ran with the scene and hoped Janice would get on board. And the costume change? Well, Milia has always come to the stage primed for a switch. It's part of her method. I see. But then, it happened so quickly. There was a flash, fire, and everything was dark. And when the lights came back up, Janice was gone. And I just can't shake the idea that I'm somehow responsible. After it happened, Hank put me in my trailer, and I was there until the police came to take me into custody. That's everything? I think so. Her distress does seem genuine. In that case, Milia, I need to ask you the million-dollar question. Did you purposefully, willfully, knowingly kill Janice Duo? No. She's taken a moment to answer nearly every question. Except that one. I'm no mind reader, but I don't pick up even the slightest hint of deception in her voice or attitude. What happens now? Excuse me. You should try and get some rest. Leave things to us. Okay. Be seeing you. Meanwhile, we'll need to do our own investigation to try and piece together what happened. Nina, do you want to start right away? Definitely. Then come to the studio. Meet me at my office. And thanks. Don't mention it. What do you make of it? Frankly, I'm torn. Come on, tell me you don't actually believe her. She just seems so obviously guilty. She suddenly goes off script, then suddenly changes costume, and suddenly Janice... I know. Yeah, then what do you make of it? The way she speaks. Not in just what she says, but how she says it. If I was to use one word, it would be circumspect. She chooses her words with all the care of someone diffusing a bomb. Oh, excuse me. Surely that's the mark of a liar or an actress. Still, we're not going to find any answers here. We should get over to Hank's office. Hey, Nina. Yeah? I've been up half the night. I need to go grab some more coffee. Can I meet you a bit later? Okay. Just remember, we're on the job today. Try not to be gone too long, okay? Got it. Okay, Dylan's grabbed some coffee, and now we are headed back to the studio. Hank said he'd see you upstairs. It's locked. Wednesday, March 4th, 10:15 a.m. Studio, Hank's office. Day 1. So, how do we get started? Truthfully, Hank, when you say we, I assumed you'd want my help. I know the studio inside and out. Every person, every brick. We do want your help. It's just that Dylan and I need the latitude to investigate. And for that to work, we need to approach things with an open mind. I'm just not sure you can do that. What's that supposed to mean? You have doubts about Milia? Hank, try to see this from any perspective other than your own. Milia was obviously being careful with her words. And we're talking about an incident that was witnessed by numerous people and cameras. But I need to help you. I can't just stand by while stuff happens. I owe it to her. To both of them. Milia and Janice? In this case, I meant Milia and Amara. I think I have a picture in a drawer. Take a look. What are we looking at? This is 5 years ago, and that's from when I met Milia and Amara. Those are our friends from back then, too. Danny, Erica, and Kiara. I'm not sure why, but for some reason, the person he calls Danny looks familiar. I won't bore you with ancient history, but I was going through some personal stuff at the time. I'd gotten in a bad way and didn't see a way out. It's not an exaggeration to say that Milia, Amara, and the rest of the girls saved my life. Erica sadly passed away not long after this was taken. And things were never quite the same after that. But I made a promise that I would help the girls any way I could. I searched for a way to do that, and before I knew it, I found one. Nina, can you come and look at this? The crew? Yep, that's everyone. People called them my flirty dozen. 13 of us, that's me. And the 12 people I pulled together to found and run this studio. I'm pretty sure Maxie came up with that name. I see you, but only see 11 other people. The 12th is Amara. She took the picture. I recruited the best I could find, on a wing and a prayer. We built all this together, all because of that promise I made to Milia and Amara. Nina, I have to help. And you will, I promise. But helping takes many forms. And right now, you can best help by being there when I need you. Can you do that? Sure. In that case, what do you think happened? I only have one theory. Industrial accident. How does that scan? Well, the soundstage below is equipped with some of the most powerful visual effects equipment available. We have the sort of pyrotechnics you normally only get at big live concert venues. And you think that system malfunctioned? I just can't conceive any other possibility. Well, it's a start. The other staff should be able to help you if you ask around. If you have any problems, I'll help out. Gotcha. I'll head down to the soundstage. A bookshelf. Most of the books seem to be about media production. A monitor with a complicated display. It looks like it's logging online traffic. Probably shouldn't rummage through Hank's things. Hey, boss! You coffeeed up? Down to double espresso. Neat. That can't be good for you. You're the one who lectured me about being on the job. I tried to be back as fast as I could. Well, he's right. So what now? We investigate the soundstage. Okie dokie. Alright, we got Dylan back in our party, so we're going to go downstairs and investigate the soundstage. It says right on the bottle. I'm sorry, really. Honestly, you keep doing this. I'm sure I recognize both of those voices. Isn't that Devona and Amara? Wow, that Amara person sounds like a real bitch. Professionalism, Dylan? Miss Amara, really, I tried. I looked, but they didn't. At the store, it's just not good enough. I said very clearly, the same type of leave-in conditioner that Milia uses. Not just the same brand. You bought entirely the wrong bottle. I'm sorry, really. I can go to the store again, but they might not have... I haven't been able to wash my hair in days because you just can't seem to follow a simple instruction. How can someone with glasses so thick struggle to read a bottle? Hey! supposed to be? He's my assistant. Well, are you some sort of pirate? Nina Aquilla, defense attorney. I see. Amara Walker, award-winning actress. Hank mentioned he was going to get help. Frankly, I thought you'd be older, taller. Okay, she's a bitch. No one ever won a legal case just because they were tall, Amara. And besides, I'm good at what I do. Come on, seriously? Janus Duo is dead. Yet you don't seem particularly upset. Wasn't he your coworker too? I'll grieve in my own way. Right now, I'm too angry at Milia to even think about much else. This was meant to be my season. Expanded role, major story arc, the works. Yet once again, Milia makes everything all about her. Well, whatever her arguments with Janus were about, I guess we can say that Milia got the last word. Milia and Janus were arguing? Every night for weeks now. My trailer's next to each of theirs. Couldn't make out a word, but you know, their tone was intense. Milia and Janus were arguing a lot. I'll have to see if anyone else knows about this. I always wondered if Milia would snap. Miss Amora, really, you shouldn't be so... Are you still here? You know as well as anyone, Devona, that there's only one real star here at Valkyrie Raising Project. Perhaps now she'll finally get a chance to shine. You don't rate Milia as an actress? Oh, she could carry a scene all right, but I never thought she was quite cut out for the celebrity life. Unlike some. Though, in fairness, murdering her husband? I didn't think she had it in her. You seem so certain Milia's guilty. Funny, for someone who wasn't even in the room when things happened. Ha! Word gets around, Ms. Aquilla. Like it matters. Regardless, where were you when the incident was going on? You walked in right afterwards. I know that. I was there. I was alone in my trailer. Where else? If you must know, I was trying on a costume in advance of the scene that was supposed to be filming today. No idea when we'll get around to that scene now. That makes sense. She was wearing the full magical girl getup when she walked into the studio. Though if she was alone, that means no one can back that up. Ms. Amara, I'm certain that filming will resume as soon. I mean, once we've finished. I should think so. Now come along, Devona. You can carry my groceries back from the store. With the correct shampoo this time. Yes, Ms. Amara, right away. Come on. What a pair. Tell me about it. If Devona's acting as her assistant, I'm not impressed by how Amara seems to treat her. What? Never mind. So, you think Amara was involved? No way of knowing at present. But we know that when the incident occurred, most of the staff were on the soundstage. Amara's the exception. Maybe that means something, maybe it doesn't. But let's get moving. The soundstage is just this way. I like this music. I need to head out shortly, but I'll leave a few uniforms on site. You got what you need? Wednesday, March 4th, 11:30 a.m. Studio Soundstage, Day 1. I should be good. The usual suspects. Besides, you have bigger things to worry about. Don't let me keep you. Oh, Ms. Aquilla, Mr. Merlot. We were expecting you. Detective? Chad? Yep. I'm actually about to leave, but if you need anything, you can call the precinct. Oh, okay. All the best. Odd. Try not to let Detective Flatfoot's uncharacteristic abruptness leave a negative impression. With the what now? I won't go into details as it's not my place, but he has good reason to make a swift exit. I see. File that one into the for later pile. So, you prosecuting? Yes. Wait, scanning for sarcasm? No retort, no clapback? Is something wrong? Okay, wait a minute. Pardon me saying so, but you're not your usual acerbic self. I take no pleasure in being here, if that's what you're asking. The DA called me late last night, and I reluctantly took the case. Reluctantly? Pray tell, why the reluctance? Don't flatter yourself. Frankly, I found the entire situation very hard to believe. It wasn't until I got down here and saw the aftermath with my own eyes that I started to appreciate it. Valkyrie Freya killing her husband while the show's in ascendancy. He's doing that dramatic thing. Shush. Perhaps the network will insist that the roles are recast. I do hope the show isn't cancelled. Wait. Are you a fan of Valkyrie Sacred Feathers? Would that be so strange? Well, I mean... Oh wow, you sound serious. You're not exactly in the target demographic. Oof, this is awkward. Huh? No, I wouldn't say I was a fan. Then why? But my niece is. My sister's daughter, she's 9. Not looking forward to the next family dinner night? No. You could just let us win. Dylan, how could you suggest such a thing? That's totally inappropriate. Don't yell at me. Chad's the one with the niece who's gonna hate him forever. To entertain these fair, well-spoken days, I am determined to prove a villain. And hate the idle pleasures of these days. Richard III. I learned more at the orphanage than just how to fight. You really are full of surprises. But King Richard was addressing his audience to help justify himself. As am I. If the reasons are just, I will freely play the villain. Like it or not, in all of this, the role I play is necessary. However, Aquilla, I will say this only once. I cannot relent, so I only ask that you, too, are relentless. The look on his face. I can tell that this isn't an easy thing for him to ask. I didn't come here to lose, Chad. Very well. To start off, I'm planning to interview Jack Cable, the studio tech. As he's set up in that small control room, I propose that we take turns. You can talk to him once I'm finished. Then let the games begin. Now what? We get to it. Short of hell freezing over, Chad's gonna follow procedure. He'll attempt to establish means, motive, and opportunity. As usual, we need to find evidence that will help us dispute his case. I guess we start here, the soundstage. Time to get nosy. Alright, so looking around. There's all the craft services stuff. You're to investigate, huh? That's right. Well, keep your distance from that camera. That equipment is pretty high voltage. Isn't it dangerous? Not as long as you keep your distance. Of course, someone has to keep an eye on things to be sure no one, licks it. Not exactly what my years at film school were for. But someone's gotta do it. Surprised you didn't just shut off all the power. We can't. Can't? When the power spiked during the incident, it fried the camera and some of our other equipment. Our footage is normally streamed directly to the server in the monitor room, but that was wrecked too. However, the cameras contain some emergency backup storage. And Jack Cable thinks he can recover it? He's trying. The camera responded to a ping via the network, so it's only mostly dead. Mostly dead, meaning slightly alive? That's the idea, at least. Alright, so we got ourselves some evidence. Hopefully the insurance will cover the damage when we eventually start to rebuild. Is that really the thing to be focusing on right now? I'm aware it might seem cold. It's helping me get through the day, a minute at a time. I don't even really know how to feel yet. Right now, the closest word I can think of is numb. I suppose it must be hard, considering how you planned out the shoot, all the details, only for things to go so wrong. Are you kidding? This place is ordered chaos. I don't know how Hank manages to keep a lid on it. We weren't even filming this scene until a few days ago. You're saying there was a change of plans? Oh, there's always a change of plans. I guess they wanted something good to film for Mr. Lucas's visit. I guess that makes sense. Well, thanks for talking to us. I'll help if I can. Just, I'm not sure I can offer much info. This seems a serious piece of equipment. Look at the size of those fans. This must be where Janice Duo was standing. That tracks, given what we saw on the monitor during the incident. I wonder. Officer, did your team run a forensic analysis on the spot? Of course. Normally, obviously, we would draw an outline of the body, but in this case, there was no body. Our working theory is that he was completely incinerated. Are you serious? Quite serious. Even so, you're suggesting Janice Duo was instantly, completely, fully annihilated? I appreciate that it seems hard to believe. Hard to believe? There's an understatement. Wait, did you really arrest my client on the basis of this theory? Not just that. There was another person injured, a Maxi Rouge. She sustained significant burn injuries, but I've heard she's in a stable condition. She was standing directly behind Janice, so she took some of the force of whatever hit him. I see. The idea that Janice was incinerated may seem like a leap, but it matches everything else we had to go on. I hate to say it, but he's right. Despite how crazy it sounds, it's the simplest explanation that fits the facts. It's one of those clapper things. You mean a clapper board? Yeah, I always wondered if they were a real thing. Guess they are. Hey! That camera's fried. Don't touch it. Come talk to me if you need to know more about it. Back for more? Yes. Like you, I have a job to do. I assume you're trying to piece together what happened, like that Chad guy? That's generally the idea. I don't really have much to say. Then maybe we can start at the beginning. Okay, shoot. Where were you standing when the incident occurred? Here. And I was looking in this direction. What were you doing? I'm the lighting technician. Mainly, I was watching carefully to see if we had any lighting issues. And when the scene started filming, I was still just standing here. Next I knew, it was so fast. I understand that things happen quickly, but if we could rewind a bit. They started filming the scene. Then, well, Milia went off the rails, and pretty quick if you ask me. Off the rails? She started to improv lines. Hank told us that's not unusual. Maybe, but right at the start of a shoot? And next? That's the difficult part. I don't really have much to tell you. Go on. Milia shouted, and then came the flash. Flash? When Milia shouted, there was a sudden flash of light. It was dazzling. No matter how much I blinked or rubbed my eyes, I couldn't see a thing. Not even my hand in front of my face. It affected everyone as far as I know. I see. It didn't clear up until around the time that we saw that Maxi was injured. I think you were nearby by that point, so you know the rest? That's right. That's everything I've got. Just one more thing, if you don't mind. Yes? What do you think happened? I'd prefer not to speculate. Sorry, just you work here, And you're much more familiar with how this place works than Dylan and I. I mean, we use a lot of pyro effects as part of the show, but I suggest you talk to Cat Wheel about it. Cat Wheel? I thought I met everyone yesterday, but I don't remember that name. She's been on vacation, but she just came back today. I actually saw her over by the VFX equipment earlier. She must have just stepped out for a minute. Okay, great. We'll watch out for her. Thanks for the help. Watch out for cables. Alright, so looks like you gotta interview that person there. A minor, B flat. Mr. Reed? Bass Reed? Just a sec. Oh, Aquilla, wasn't it? That's right, Nina Aquilla, and this is my assistant, Dylan Merlot. Hey, Hank mentioned that he hired you to defend Milia in court. Not a job that I envy. Why'd you say that? Gonna be honest with you, I don't claim to fully know what went down, but there was a ton of people in the room and a camera feed. I knew Milia and Janice were going through some stuff, but I had no idea it was going to end up like this. Stuff? What? You suggested Milia and Janice were having problems. What did that mean? Well, you can never really know what goes on between two people. But lately, Milia and Janice had been having a bunch of arguments. Recently, just for the last couple of weeks, a few people have commented on hearing them in each other's trailers. What were the arguments about? Don't know. I'm sure you want to defend their privacy, Mr. Reed, but as an audio tech, you probably have exceptional hearing. I said I don't know. Are you certain? The walls of those trailers are surprisingly soundproof. Walk by and you might hear some people talking loudly within, but you'd have to stand ear up to the bodywork to actually hear what they're talking about. I doubt anyone in the studio is quite that nosy. Shame. Still, that's another person who mentioned arguments between Milia and Janice in their trailers. That doesn't help our case. Base, you said you didn't have all the answers, right? About the incident? That was the next thing I wanted to ask. Can you tell us what you saw? Not very much. They started rolling, and before I even got my bearings, flash. Flash? That's right. A flash of light, as bright as a bolt of lightning. Total flashbang. Afterwards, I couldn't see a thing. By the time my vision started to clear, I heard Devona scream and saw that Maxie was on the floor. Did you look to see Janice? Maxie's situation kind of poleaxed me. I didn't see Janice was even gone until Amara pointed it out. That tracks. Amara came in and pointed out that Janice was gone. I could go on, but if I recall, you were on the scene by that point. I was, but thanks for telling us what you know. It might come in useful. Ms. Aquilla? Yes? Janice was my friend, but Millie is my friend too. If I seem overly engrossed in my music for a few days, don't take that as a sign I don't care. Just, it's hard. Understood. A minor, B flat. Can you let us through? Mr. Hawk has asked that they not be disturbed for the time being. Okay, so it looks like we have to find that cat person. Looks like this goes outside. Maybe we should stick around for now. That's a color checker board. How'd you know? I've seen one before. You use them to calibrate cameras. Interesting. Are you okay? That camera equipment is pretty high voltage. Oh yeah, we didn't get all that close. Thanks for the help. Watch out for cables. I've sign to make sure no one disturbs the chalk mark. Feel free to look closer, just don't touch. Got it. A minor, B flat. He seems pretty caught up in his work. Okay, still not letting us through. I'm not sure we found everything we need here. Water, but like fancy water. A sink. I guess we must clean all the dishes for the craft services table right here. A commercial fridge. Okay, I'm gonna head back out because it'll let me head back out and see if I can find that cat first. I'm not sure if we found everything here. Yuna? I can't go in there. You want me to wait out here? Whoops. It's fine, I don't really need to go in. Looks like some kind of locker room. Wait, I think this is the men's. I can see out into the trailer yard from here. This goes. It's locked. Huh, she's gone. Vending machine. A set of viral RLF tests. These became a pretty common sight during the recent pandemic. A lot of people will probably still have a stash of them in a drawer somewhere. Fortunately, the rate of infections in Fledge City is near zero today. Though I guess it doesn't hurt to be vigilant. Looks to be a display for security cameras. I guess the studio has a lot of valuable equipment. Water cooler, but there are no cups nearby. What looks to be Hank's laptop. It's turned on, but sitting at the login screen. That's Hank and his flirty dozen. Apparently Amara is behind the camera. Hello, Dr. Zadium. We are still trying to wander around the office trying to find clues. Wow, this office is a real mess. Nostalgic. A notice board. Judging by what's here, this is Devona's office. The fire alarm. Best not to push it. empty trash can. Okay, so it looks like we can exit. But I don't know where else we can go, really. Looks like this goes outside. Maybe we should stick around for now. Alright, so we can go outside. I'm going to take a brief break, and when we get back, we'll return to looking around. think what I'm going to do is I'm going to head back to the police station to see if we can get some more information out of Milia. Because that is only one thing I can only think of right now. I mean, at least they're letting us leave. They're not letting us go into where the trailers are. And I'm not sure why the receptionist is gone. Well, that was that theory. We don't need to go out of town. Alright, so nothing here really. No events triggered or anything like that. Let's just continue wandering around. No time for sushi, at least not right now. Looks like the courthouse is blocked. We don't need to go to the museum. We don't need to go to the hospital. We have no reason to visit the casino. Okay, so no reason to visit the convenience store. Alright, we're back at the studio. We just have to figure things out. Big TV. Looks like it's running through a basic demo. Display for security cameras. A can of Raisentless, Stygian slash flavor. I'm not putting that in my body. Okay, still trying to figure out what I need to do. All evidence apparently suggests that Janus Duo was standing on this spot and was instantly incinerated. This is gonna be difficult. Thanks for the help. Watch out for cables. Can you let us through? Mr. Hawk has asked that they not be disturbed for the time being. There's something in the Hank's office that might be able to help. A poster for the show, Valkyrie Sacred Feathers. This one shows Milia and Amara in their Valkyrie costumes. A poster for the show, Valkyrie Sacred Feathers. I'm guessing this is the villain? But there are no cups nearby. Controls for the floor's AC. What looks to be Hank's laptop. It's turned on, but sitting at the login screen. I probably shouldn't rummage through Hank's things. A monitor with a complicated display. It looks like it's logging online traffic. A coat rack. There's a jacket here. Gotta assume that belongs to Hank. A lamp. A locker. Judging by the location, I'm assuming it contains cleaning supplies. Wow, this office is a real mess. Nostalgic. Whew. Well, nothing here. There's gotta be something simple that I'm missing. Like, I don't know if I present something to someone or what. see if I can find a walkthrough. That pops up when I look for Nina Aquilla is the thumbnail for my channel. Discord, one sec. Nothing. Anybody's hiding around here. Just mentioned that the VFX person was back. Now I can't figure out where they might have come from. Where they might be hiding. Looks like a security camera. Maybe it caught a better view of the incident. You're checking out that camera? Have you seen the footage it captured during the incident? Yeah, we spoke to that lady, Lotta Eiffel, in the lobby. As head of security, she has all the feeds. And? It was useless. The camera is set up to monitor both entrances and exits to this room. It never pans far enough to see the soundstage. You can get the raw footage if you want, but we went through it very closely. I guess that would have been too easy. Penny for your thoughts? I get the feeling we found everything we're going to find in here. Let's try outside. Well, that was easy! It was right in plain sight, too. So what's the plan? I just want to take a look around. You're the boss. Now there's a familiar set of wheels. Another camera. Yeah, but this one's not moving, and it doesn't look to be in a state of repair. Let's put a pin in that. From what we saw after the incident, this is Amara's trailer. Locked. From what we saw after the incident, this is Janice's trailer. Locked. From what we saw after the incident, this is Milia's trailer. Locked. What is this here? Let's see. Warning, do not enter. Severe risk of bodily harm. Risk of explosion. Explosion? Maybe it's the site for the gas line. Maybe. I wonder. Locked. This must be the other side of that window in Maxie's salon. This seems pretty secure. What are you looking at? The gate. And the walls. The gate seems solid. Plus, the gates and the walls are both 15 feet high. You're trying to rule out someone coming in from outside? That's right. The walls don't guarantee that, but no one's getting over those without some forward planning. This place is like a fortress. This seems pretty secure. What are you looking at? The gate. Oh, we're going over this again? Excuse me. Ms. Aquilla. Lotta, right? Lotta Eiffel? That's right. I'm just doing my rounds. Rounds? There's more to security than staring into camera feeds and asking people to do viral tests. Sometimes it pays to do a quick run around the site. Plus, you get your 10K steps in? Gotta do it somehow. Can I help you two? Are you looking for something? I wanted to ask about the camera out here in the trailer yard. That one? It's kaput. Excuse me? Broken, dead, expired. It's actually been broken for some time. We wanted to fix it, but apparently the camera system is all covered by warranty, so we're waiting on the people who originally set it up to get back in touch. So it doesn't record anything? Nope, sorry, not a thing. Can I help you too? Okay, well, there's a camera in the soundstage area. Oh, that one? Yep, that one works. I've already been through the footage with the police. We looked at everything from an hour before the incident, right up until they left with Milia. The cop inside said something similar. You didn't find anything? I mean, the footage was clear. We had several hours of people coming and going. But everything seemed to match the depositions people gave to the cops. Nobody arrived who wasn't supposed to be there, and no one left before they should. Got it. Can I help you too? We tried the trailers, but they're all locked. Do you have keys? No. Seriously? Seems like an oversight. Hey! I run a tight ship, Goggle Boy. Then why? The trailers are owned by their occupants. Milia, Amara, and Janice. They rent the footprint, but the trailers are their property. I understand Hank has a set of keys. Maybe he could let us in. I doubt it. The keys are for absolute emergencies. Excuse me, if you've got a concrete reason to go inside, maybe. But in any case, he's off-site right now. Off-site? He had to go for a meeting with our insurer, probably the first of many. Could I... What's that little outbuilding at the end of the trailer park? Outbuilding? Oh, you mean the weapons locker. Weapons locker? It's used to store some of the stuff for the pyrotechnics system. Kat Huil's in charge of that. She's in the studio today, so you should ask her if you see her. Got it. Thanks for the help. No problem, I'll be at my desk if you think of anything else. What's up? I got the feeling we found everything we're going to find out here. Let's see if Chad's finished. Hey, look! I guess Chad must have wrapped things up. We should go talk to Jack Cable in the control room. Alright, so it doesn't look like Kat is back, but Chad is done. Go right ahead. Don't mind me. Nina, right? Nina Aquilla? Chad said you would be along soon. We're kind of in the middle of something, but be just a sec. Have you gotten anywhere trying to resurrect this equipment? Things look pretty dire. The file server is totally fried. We've been trying to extract something, anything, from the memory card within the camera. Can't you just rip it out? Even if you're worried about the power, surely a pair of oven gloves? The card is fused into the slot. We thought we could reach it via the computer network. Got it! Really? Well, it's not good. What's wrong? The data. It's garbage. Their video file's alright, but they're corrupt. They won't play. Can you salvage anything? If I check the file headers... Okay, I've got 2 images. Both are in black and white, monochrome. The scene was going to be like that in the final episode. The monitor is screwed, but I should be able to call them up on that little status screen. Bringing up image number 1. That looks like it was taken just before the incident. Now bringing up image number 2. Janice is missing in that picture. And that looks like Maxie just after she became injured. This can't be all we have. These are from either side of the actual incident. Mr. Cable, are you certain the full file won't play on your equipment? Maybe with more time I could pass it through some more tools. Do you have the means to write the footage to a disk? With all the associated metadata? Yeah, it's only a few hundred megs. I could write it to a DVD. Just a sec. Here you are. And one for you too, for good measure. What are you planning to do with this? It won't play. Fledge City PD have some great data forensics people. And I trust that you'll be disclosing the footage if you get it to play. Believe me, Ms. Aquilla, if I get it professionally lit, high-def footage of this incident, you'll be the first to hear about it. Okay, I think I'm done here. Ms. Aquilla, the only person I've yet to interview was Maxie, the woman who was injured. Me neither. I need to find out where. She's at Fledge City Memorial Hospital at the burn ward, room 401. But I've heard she's in some pain. Might I suggest... Yes? If we both turn up to question her back to back, it might be a bit of a shock to the system. I'm leaving now. If you give it an hour, that'll put you an hour behind me. That's still more than enough time to make visiting hours. That's... he's right, that's prudent. I hate that. Understood. I'll just set an alarm on my phone. See you in court. So much for him. You don't like Chad? You shouldn't take it personally. I don't like many people. But I liked. Point is, I was friends with Janice and Milia. So collar me when you're ready to talk shop. Mr. Cable, hello. It sounds like you're fully aware, but for clarity's sake, I'm going to be acting in defense of Milia Norton in court tomorrow. Yep, angry. Didn't you represent him too a little while back? That's right. So I'm sorry if you're going to have to repeat yourself after talking to Chad. It's okay, this is important. So what do you want to know? From the top, can you tell me about the incident from your perspective? I mean, you probably saw... Oh, that! I just want to know what you saw personally. Try to pretend I wasn't here. Well, I saw the whole thing, from start to finish, in monochrome. You mean in black and white? That's right. It was up here on the big monitor. It had been a busy morning while we got everything ready to film. The scene in the final show was to be in black and white, so I calibrated the monitor for monochrome. I was putting the finishing touches on the live preview when you and your assistant spoke to me. But everything seemed good. I'd heard there was some change of plans due to Mr. Lucas visiting the set, but that didn't matter much to me. I just got busy in here. When it was time to film, we did final prep. You two, Hank and Mr. Lucas, came in here to watch while we started filming. Then, please just describe what you saw, Mr. Cable. Okay. Milia seemed to react to a sound from her bird, Starna. Then, she must have pulled the flash paper in her costume or set off a flare or something. Mr. Cable? Yes? I know it's hard, but try not to speculate. We'll come to that later. Just what you saw, please. Fine. Milia performed her on-set transformation sequence and appeared to become her in-show alter ego, Valkyrie Freya. The light was so bright, I was worried it might burn out the camera sensor. Fortunately, the camera recovered. For a moment, at least. Just after that, Janus looked disoriented. Then he did the same thing. He performed his costume change sequence, and could be seen on the monitor as some sort of monster. Before I knew what was happening, a burst of orange flames shot forth from Milia, and hit Janus. There was a bright flash of light, and it was around that time that the camera finally burned out. Some sort of power surge knocked out the camera, the file server, and my studio monitor. Thanks for that summary. Now, could I ask you to speculate on what might have happened? Not a chance. Really? Sorry, but I've ran the event over and over in my head dozens of times. We weren't meant to be filming any VFX shots on that day. Cat Huil wasn't even in the building. Some of your colleagues have speculated about a problem with the pyrotechnics system. I don't see how, but then again, what else could have happened? That just seems to be the only reasonable explanation. Alright, so we got Jack's deposition. I don't envy you. Excuse me? This task, trying to defend Milia. It's my job. Regardless, you have my sympathy. Look, I'll do what I can to try and recover this lost footage. Maybe I'll get lucky. If I do, I'll make sure it gets to you. Thanks, Jack. Pretty sure we've still got stuff to find in here. Maybe we should stick around for now. Looks like a pretty high-end studio apartment. This monitor's clearly a burned-out mess. So, that was devastating. Your point being? You've got to assume that Hank's gonna tap Jack Cable for court tomorrow. Surely that's bad for us? We've had worse. Really? Nina. Nina! What? Can you not space out when I'm asking you about this stuff? It's clear that this is important to you, even if I have no idea why. But come on, Jack's testimony, what did you think? We've never had a witness who saw the entire incident from start to finish. It makes no difference. Milia is our client, and I'm going to act as zealous advocate for her case. Right now, anything else is just a distraction. But for now, I'm sure there was someone else we needed to talk to. They must be around here somewhere. Ah, there they are. Hello, are you Cat Huil? I'm really quite busy. I'll try not to take up too much of your time. I'm Nina Aquilla, and this is my assistant Dylan Merlot. Hey. Oh wow, was your assistant in some sort of fight? You should have seen the other guy. So you were in fact Cat Who Wheel? Hank said I should expect 2 lawyers and the police. I take it you're the second lawyer? So, Chad got to her first. That's right, I'm representing Millia Norton in her case. As said before, I really am quite busy. I appreciate you've got a job to do, but please understand, so do we. Even so, look, my role in all this requires I pursue all avenues of investigation. If we make it quick, it'll be faster to get back to whatever it is you're doing. Fine. Catherine Huil at your service, though most just call me Cat. I'm the studio's VFX technician. I assume that means you handle stuff related to visual effects? That's right. With the studio focusing on a magical girl show, we have numerous things that need effects to really work on screen. Transformation sequences, special attacks. I'm surprised that's not mostly done on a computer. The studio prides itself on practical effects. We try to do as much on camera as possible, and only augment those effects with computer imagery. It gives things a rustic feel, which is great for the kid audience. They feel more connected to the action when it looks so real. Have you ever had any accidents? You mean apart from yesterday's incident? Never. Catherine? Where were you yesterday? After finishing last season, I went on vacation. Anywhere fun? Some friends and I went whitewater rafting and camped out each night. I only just got back. From what I've heard, the incident happened when I was still on the return flight. That's a decent alibi. We could easily check if she was actually still on the flight. No one would tell such an easily refutable lie. Others on the crew have talked to me about being dazzled. And the police have even suggested that Janice Duo was incinerated? What do you make of it? All hogwash. Hogwash? Baseless supposition. There was no VFX planned for yesterday. It's just not possible for the Pyron 9000 to have just charged like that. Pyron 9000? This baby. Our pyrotechnics are supplied by the Pyron 9000. This machine connects to various nozzles and emitters around the soundstage area. 2 large flame jets in the upper lighting rig can fire flaming tongues. Numerous smaller flame jets can be fired up from the floor. Smoke machine nozzles are embedded in various places. There's even a jet that can fire a fine stream of liquid, then ignite that for a mini explosion. Though that last one's not used very often. This is all in addition to the lighting rig, which can flash to help mask things for transformation sequences. Sounds like a serious piece of equipment. Oh, it is. This kind of equipment is normally only used in big arenas. Most idol performances use similar equipment. Of course, with us using it in such a confined space, the effect is very powerful. I hate to even ask, but is it possible it could have misfired? No. Even with a power surge? Short circuit? Hell, what if the studio was struck by a bolt of lightning? I get where you're going with this, but the answer is no. How can you be so sure? You're dealing with weapons-grade hardware here. It's true that without safety features, the Pyron 9000 could be very dangerous. But those features are extensive. All those things you list, they could definitely stop the device from firing when it's supposed to. But there's no way that they could make it fire when it's not properly loaded. Not properly loaded? Look, I can make this really simple. What are you doing? The Pyron 9000 can only fire when it has ammo. Ammo. And as you'll see, what? But that just can't be. What is it? What's wrong? This... Oh, it stinks of oil. Kerosene. Good nose. But what is it? This is an ammo pack. Think of it like a printer cartridge for an office printer. Only instead of ink, this contains kerosene and various additives. The Pyron 9000 can ignite the kerosene with those additives to create flames and smoke of various colors. The chemicals are pressurized and flow out of this nozzle on top when the machine opens the valve. A single pack can create a flaming burst that's around 5 seconds in length. But normally, our FX only need a fraction of time for each flash, so each pack can last just a while. The smell is very pungent. Is it dangerous? This ammo pack type only works within the machine. They're pretty safe provided you handle them with care. And besides, this one is empty. So what's the problem? When you opened the machine, you sounded like you'd seen a ghost. Cat? Yes? This ammo pack isn't supposed to be here, is it? The machine was supposed to be empty. I meticulously load and unload the Pyron 9000 every session. Every single time. You've never missed unloading it after a long day? Not even once. I log it even, and I know for a fact that I unloaded them when we finished the final scenes of last season. We shouldn't even have a single empty pack presently on site. I send them back to the manufacturer to be refilled, and our inventory lists all our packs as full. This has definitely been used. Where do you keep them when they're not inside the machine? In the weapons locker outside. Our insurer requires that we keep them in a different building to the machine. Who has access to that building? There are only 2 sets of keys. I have one. They were locked in a safe at my home while I was on vacation. Hank has the other. Do you need anything else to fire the machine? Just this. A control device? Very good. These devices connect wirelessly to the Pyron 9000 and can be used to trigger pre-programmed FX. And without one, the machine can't fire? That's right. But if a person were to buy another one, say from the manufacturer, nope, no good. They're set up with a unique encryption key. Realistically, they're unhackable. Are these devices kept under lock and key? Normally, no. If the Pyron 9000 isn't loaded, then they're useless. And as you unload it every time, there's usually no need. How many of these exist? 4. I have this one here, Milia has one, Amara has one, and Janice has, well, had one. But I wonder, did Milia have hers yesterday during the incident? They each keep them in the right glove of their transformed costume. It helps them trigger the FX naturally during their performance. Was Milia wearing her costume? Damn it, yes. Looks like the fans have finished their self-diagnostic cycle. Can you hit that switch to turn them back on? Those are some serious fans. Necessary fans. The kerosene and additives from the VFX are harmful. These fans can exchange all the air in this room every 60 seconds. Otherwise, we'd all have to wear breather masks. Plus, we'd all stink of kerosene. I think, yeah, these weren't spinning after the incident when the breaker was tripped. If the power was out, then they wouldn't be able to spin. But they'd start up the moment power was restored. Kat, this is going to be difficult. But I need to ask you a direct question. Fire away. All my answers so far have just led to bigger questions. Here goes. If employed correctly, by someone who knew how to use it, could the Pyron 9000 be used to incinerate someone? Is it theoretically possible that it could have incinerated Janice? Yes. You're sure? The Pyron 9000 is a very powerful machine. Even the ammo packs come from a subsidiary of the military arm of Rookery Inc. Actually, as an effect, we once used it to incinerate a waxwork dummy of around the size of a person. It was gone in around 2 seconds. 5 full seconds of that flame jet? Janice wouldn't stand a chance. Reminder, Maxie. Time to go see Maxie? That's right. Kat, I think we've taken up enough of your time. Sorry I couldn't prove Milia innocent. Appreciate your help all the same. Let us know if you find anything else. No problem. Okay, so it looks like we now have to go down to the hospital to interview Maxie. Good luck with your investigation. Wednesday, March 4th, 5:42 p.m., Fledge City, Day 1. So, where are we going? Based on what Chad said, we should just need to head here. Let's go. What the? Ah! What's up? What just happened? I just saw the Northern Bikers descend on where they're building that music festival. How many of them? All of them! Ain't that something? You didn't see them? My bootlaces were untied. Just wanted to sort them out. I am sure. I hate to interrupt, but you wanted to talk to Maxie, right? I'm sure visiting out the hours at the hospital don't go on all evening. He's right. Let's get back to business. Wednesday, March 4th, 7:04 p.m., Fledge City Hospital, Day 1. Your expression looks kinda intense. It's probably best not to bother them. Does not appear to sell cans of recentness. Health information reminding people to get tested for various things. I don't need to pay, and besides, this is the man's. A locker, I'm guessing cleaning supplies. Health information reminding people to get tested for various things. Hello, do you have an appointment? No. I'm here to see someone. Maxie LaRue. Family? No. Caregiver? No, Partner? No. I'm sorry, the visiting hours are almost over, so unless you're family, you'll need to present a very good reason to be allowed onto the ward. Present a good reason, huh? An ID card? Ms. Aquilla. Detective Flatfoot. Have you finished talking to Maxie? Maxie? From the studio incident? That's right. Sorry, no, I'm here for personal reasons. Oof, awkward. You having some kind of problem? She's here to visit someone, but she's not family and doesn't have an appointment. She's a defense attorney, Francine. She's registered with the city, I can vouch for her. Just hold it a sec. Be aware that Fledge City PD is on the hook for that. Strictly speaking, my status allows me to make reasonable avenues of inquiry about my case. I don't need her permission or yours. All the same, take all the time you need. Rude. Still, something's clearly bothering you. Well, no time for that now. Yeah, this music is a little loud. I'm gonna adjust it down. Maybe I could ask someone who knows him personally. Maxie LaRue is in a room behind me. It's through the doors and on the left. Understood. Hi, Maxie. Oh, Moon Princess. Sorry if I don't get up. Are you in pain? I was. I can get you a soda or something if it'll help. No need, child. With the pills they gave me and the ointments they used, well, it's not exactly a spa day, but I'll pull through. Not sure how this is going to go down. Maxie might hold Milia responsible for her injuries. Probably best just to tear off the band-aid. Maxie, we spoke briefly before, but I'm Nina Aquilla, and this is my assistant, Dylan Merlot. Hey, I've been hired by Hank and Mr. Lucas to defend Milia Norden in court. You're Milia's attorney? That's right. In that case, Ms. Aquilla, please, promise me you can help that poor girl. You mean Milia? Who else would I mean? Guess there was no need to be worried. Sorry, I didn't know prior to just now how you would feel about the incident. Milia Norden is an angel. Straight up. I've been from one end of this industry to the other and worked with all sorts of people. She is my darling, my star. You say that almost like she's your daughter. Do I? I suppose it's only fair. That child never really had a mother. Join the club. Maxie, if I may, if you want to help Milia, I have some questions I need to ask you. I'll help in any way I can. Can you tell me what happened from your perspective? Did anything unusual happen during the morning before filming? During the morning? No. Honestly, it was pretty ordinary. Then what about the incident itself? Everyone took their places as the camera started to roll. As a makeup artist, I usually only have to get involved during actual filming if there's a problem, like someone's makeup runs or smudges. So I took a place off camera to the right of the soundstage to watch the filming of the first scene. And then what happened? They called action. Then Milia and Janice started to do their thing. But to my surprise, Milia talked as if her character was going to transform, like for a costume change. There was a bright light. It was dazzling. My vision was filled with a mess of blue and purple splotches. Next thing, I felt a burning, searing pain like I'd fallen on a barbecue. It only lasted a moment, though. I guess I must have passed out. When I woke up, I was here. So, you didn't see the exact moment that you were injured? No. It was some sort of fire, though. The doctor said my burns are legit like what they normally see when someone's pulled from a burning building. I hope it hasn't been too traumatic. It could have been worse. The burns are superficial in depth terms. They'll heal with little scarring. The problem is just the scale of the burns. They cover so much of my body. I'll help in any way I can. People at the studio had a lot to say about Milia and Janice. Gossip. In my business, Maxie, gossip can be a problem. Do you know if they were having arguments? Maxie? Please, if you know anything. Arguments is one way to put it. That being said, yes? Okay, there was, maybe, I got some kind of vibe. Some sort of tension. Do you know what about? Truly, I don't think there's anything to relate. All married couples have tiffs and little spats. I don't personally think there was any rift between them. Certainly not of the sort that would cause Milia to hurt him. Maxie, I need to ask you an uncomfortable question. Shoot. In cases of matricide, or cases of exoricide, that is to say, murder of husband or wife. Yes? There are things people that can do that can give people no recourse but to respond. Those things leave injuries. The sort that a makeup artist might be asked to cover up. Janice never raised a hand to Milia. You earnestly believe so? Child, I have seen. Okay, you've been professional, so let me be equally frank. I've applied makeup at some point to practically every inch of Milia. The crew can pay me for things like haircuts and other bits of cosmetic work. And I also do waxing. No part of that girl's body is a mystery to me. I know abuse can take many different forms. But if they were having those kinds of problems, they left 0 bruises or marks. Those two kids loved each other more fiercely than anyone I have ever known. I'm sorry that I had to question that. You're just doing your job. I'll help in any way I can. How do you characterize working at the studio? Bit chaotic, right? Yeah, what's with that? It's a cultural thing. We kind of thrive from it. All of us are like one big dysfunctional family. Here, take a look at this. The crew? That was at Christmas just over a year ago. Hank and his flirty dozen. Why were you all called that? Beats me. Pretty sure Hank came up with it. Where are you? Behind the camera. I took that picture. I love my job, and I love the studio. If the others seem to be struggling to process all this, that's the reason why. It's just so hard for us to conceive that any of this happened. Ms. Aquilla? Yes? You seem to have the best interests of Milia at heart, so I want to trust you with something I didn't tell that lawyer from earlier. Chad? Maxie, sorry, but if you withheld information about the incident, I would never. That Chad guy, he's very direct. He asked me specific questions and I gave him specific answers. When I tried to tell him this stuff, he said he had everything he needed about before the incident. That sounds unusually slapdash for Chad. There's gotta be more to that. The night before the incident, I saw Milia. Don't you see her most days? Not like this. I was in my salon. It was very late. I was finishing up some last little bits of work around 10:30 p.m. I remember that rain was beating off the window. It was coming down in sheets. Then I looked up and through the window. I saw Milia in the trailer yard. But the strange part, she was wearing her full magical girl costume. And I could swear, you're gonna think I'm crazy. You'd be surprised what it takes for me to think something's crazy. I could swear there was a monster out there with her. A monster? It was only a shape, really. Like a silhouette. What did you do? I was about to open the window and call out to her, but then there was a blinding flash. I had to blink to get my sight back. In that instant, it looked like Milia was gone. I was worried something had happened to her, so I went to check. I walked out of my salon, through the soundstage, and briefly went outside into the trailer yard. But when I went out, all I heard were Milia and Janice in his trailer, talking in raised voices. You didn't investigate further? It was late and I'd been busy. I figured I was just hallucinating. I was pretty tired after all. Seeing Milia outside, though, with a monster? Sounds like it would have been a pretty vivid dream. Our job involves a lot of, well, thinking about monsters and magical girls. I came back through the soundstage. I thought I'd heard something as I walked through and paused to look about, but it was dark and the rain makes such a loud noise on that soundstage's tin roof. So I headed home. Why didn't you mention this before? Because the bright flash that I saw, it looked like our soundstage camera tricks. It looked like magic. That other lawyer, he only asked about the incident, not really much else. The whole thing sounds kind of weird. You're new to this show business. Does it show? Actors are unusual people, more so than many other lines of work. A bit of eccentricity comes with the job. But Milia, what about her? Over the years with Milia, I've seen things. Things I can't easily explain. Comings and goings late at night and all sorts. Oh, that's me. Nina, are you there? Hey, Hank, I'm at the hospital with Maxie. I need you to get down to my office right away. Really? Because, please, hurry up and get down here. Hank? That's our cue. Ms. Aquilla, please, help Milia. I can't imagine how she is right now, locked up in a cell. We'll do what we can. Okay, so what's happening at the studio? Sorry, ma'am, but I'm afraid you can't go any further. The fire's nearly under control, but there's a risk of secondary blazes. It looks like there's been another explosion. I think Hank was asking after you. He's up in his office. Nina, Dylan. He looks worried. We came as fast as we could. What's happened? You're gonna want to sit down. This looks like Milia's costume on a mannequin. What's wrong, Hank? I'm assuming that this is Milia's VFX control device. That's right. This is Milia's costume on a mannequin. It was taken from her trailer after the incident. I guess I was hoping when we checked that the device wouldn't be there. Would have made things simpler. But it was inside her glove. Cat Aquilla told us that that's where it's normally kept. So this doesn't change anything. I'm sensing that this isn't why you asked us to run down here. You're perceptive. Comes with the job. The reason I asked you to come down is actually far, far worse. Go on. After you left, the police managed to get some footage. Of the incident? But Jack Cable said... No, not of the incident. Our security tapes for the past week. Everything you needed, huh, Chad? You're talking about the night before the incident. How'd you know that? Maxie said some troubling things. Troubling, huh? Then come look at this. Our CCTV footage is only monochrome and very low resolution. Being an older tape-based kind, it only takes one frame every 15 seconds. That way you only have to change the tape around once a week. Not exactly state-of-the-art. It's on the list of stuff to get fixed. Just show me. That's the soundstage. But where's the place on the left? That's the weapons locker. You can see the ammo packs lined up on the tables. When are we looking at? Just before 10:30 p.m. That matches with what Maxie said. It's the next part. Is that Milia? I refuse to believe that. Hank, she's right there, in full costume. She's holding something. Lotta said that police already did an analysis. She's holding a trash bag and a set of keys. Keys for the weapons locker? Hank, work with me here. Fine. Yes, they do appear to be keys for the weapons locker. You can kind of tell from the way she's holding them that she used them to get inside. She's walking over to that ammo pack. And she's just taking it. And she's gone. I wonder what was in the trash bag. Could have been even been empty. Pretty sure it wasn't. Oh yeah? She's carrying a sensitive piece of equipment out into the rain. Is she using it to cover the ammo pack? Dylan's right. She was just carrying it. Seems quiet. Yeah, it's a shame we could just get no signal from the camera in the trailer yard. Things are quiet for about 10 minutes, and then... There's Milia, full costume with the ammo pack. What's she doing? Surely she's not... Oh, come on! She's loading the Pyron 9000? I still can't believe it. She suddenly turned around. It's a shame it's so low res, or we might have a better idea of what's going on. You can't even make out her facial expression. Body language, though? She looks as though something spooked her. And I think I know what it was. There it is. Maxie. You can just see that Milia took cover behind some boxes. Maxie went outside. And when she came back, she said that she thought she wasn't alone inside the soundstage area. She has no idea just how right she was. It seems after Maxie left, Milia darted for the exit. Can I take a copy of this? Go ahead. I just can't. Ugh. I just can't believe it. How? What? It's not over yet, Hank. Nina, come on, man. There's optimism and then there's foolishness. We maintain faith in our client, Dylan. I know that. But at what point does defense switch from flat-out denial to damage control? How can we go to court tomorrow and suggest Milia pleads not guilty after seeing this? We'll talk to Milia before things start tomorrow and see if we can straighten this all out. And if she says she doesn't know about any of this, then we stand for her in court. Seriously? How can you do that? We do it because that's our job. Hank, it's been a long day. You should try to get some sleep. I'll try. Proceedings start tomorrow at 9 a.m. Let's meet at the defendant lounge at the courthouse at 8:30 a.m. Maybe Milia can give us some answers. Though it'd be refreshing to have an answer that doesn't lead to a bigger question. Got it. See you in the morning. Let's head back to the office. Okay, so we are headed back to the office, and then after that, I think we're going to end things off for the evening. Hey, Nina. Yeah? You mind if I crash here tonight? You're not going to see Atalanta? Too late for that. Thought maybe I'd see her after court tomorrow. The couch is free. Great. I'm gonna use the TV for a bit first. Knock yourself out. I'm gonna get ready for bed. I could take a shower, or just grab my night clothes from the lockers in the bathroom. Oh snap, we got a shower scene. La 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 la. Police remain baffled about the cause of the recent raid of... Sounds like Dylan's watching the TV. Is that the news? Yeah, wanted to see what was going on. As 2 more explosions have occurred in the past 24 hours, people are turning to the mayor's office for some kind of... Nina? Each explosion followed by electrical disturbances that have affected nearby buildings and vehicles. Yeah? Do you seriously believe that Milia is innocent? We act as a zealous advocate for our client, Dylan. If she says that she's innocent, that's the political answer. I mean, like, for reals. From several witnesses in the area stating that northern bikers have been in the area of several... Dunno. From an outside point of view, all evidence suggests that on the night before the incident, Milia left her trailer in the costume, stole an ammo pack, fully loaded a dangerous machine, knowing that she had the means to activate it the following day. Obtained footage taken from an English tourist during the time just before and leading up to one of the explosions. Sounds like she spent the night with him, though. They were husband and wife. But when she was gonna blow him away the next day? Yet another thing that doesn't quite make sense about all this. I'm gonna head to sleep. We've got a big day tomorrow. Later. Before we play that footage, please be advised that some of these images are disturbing. Okay, Nina. Breathe. Count to 10. Dylan, can you... turn off? How does he just fall asleep like that? Even hearing that on TV. Why does it get to me so much? Alright. This is the end of the day. It is recommended that you save your game to a new file before you continue. You can also save at any time from the main menu screen. Would you like to save your game? Alright. So, we are going to end things off. And let's see who is streaming. Alright, we are going to raid Chris Zito. It looks like he is... Okay, oh, I can't raid it, sorry. Let's see. Yeah, there's really not very many people that are playing right now that I can raid. Let's see. We'll do Big Nerd Games, Derek Bittner. He is playing Age of Mythology. All right, everybody, thank you very much for joining me. We will be rejoining Sakura Wars 2 on Monday night and then Thursday night, and I will be starting a week-long vacation on Friday, so you will probably not be hearing from me until the Monday after that. So until then, this has been Jewelry Jelly with Princess Luna and George Washing Machine. And until we meet again, may all of your tea times be perfect.